Hey soldiers, what if I were to tell you that despite every negative thing you're hearing about the economy, the global economy today, there's never been a better time to achieve and maintain financial independence? What if I were to tell you that despite this economy, there has never been a better time for you to build an economic legacy that will last for generations and benefit the causes and people you really care about? There's never been a better time to do it. We are extremely fortunate to be experiencing what we are today. Now, if you let the news tell it, it's all doom and gloom. The sky is falling, and for many, the sky will fall, and it will never ascend again, because a lot of people will go along with this reset. They won't buck the trends. They won't do what the wealthy are doing, and economically, they just won't survive. They'll become wards of the state, subsistence living based on Medicare, Medicaid, CBDCs, stimulus, that sort of thing. And in order to get it, they'll have to do exactly what the government says, or you'll starve. We're already seeing that. But as I said a moment ago, there is a way, there are multiple ways actually, where you can avoid this fate, and we're going to talk about that right now. So I want you to stay tuned. I want you to like this video. Go ahead, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And if you've done all those things, then your next step is to share this video with your friends. Hit that share that link out. Let people know that there is indeed a way for you to not only survive what's going on, but to thrive it. We are so fortunate to be in this environment that we're in, because yes, it's a challenge, but it's one hell of an opportunity. All right, soldiers, let's get into it. But look, as I was talking about in the intro, there are ways to thrive this. But if you count on the conventional wisdom that has always been out there in terms of what you should do with your finances, then you're going to lose, okay? Because the game has changed. We're not playing the same game that we were from the 1950s on through the late 20s. Up until about 2008, okay? The game has drastically changed. And as such, you need to know the new rules. Now, let's go over two of those rules right now. Number one, we might include a bonus. Stay around to the end of the video. Like this video, just hit the thumbs up. It will take you literally a millisecond. You want to understand what a millisecond feels like? Hit the thumbs up and you'll know. Share these videos with your friends, with your family. People need to know what's going on out there. More Americans need to understand what's happening in their finances. And if you haven't, subscribe. Go ahead and subscribe. If you have, thank you. All right, so banks. This is the first one. Let's analyze banks. Now, back in the day, hey, get a job and go put your money in the bank. We do have a third one, a very interesting third one that we're going to go over. Put your money in the bank. Start saving. Start saving. No, start investing. You, in my opinion, this is my opinion. This is not financial advice because, of course, I don't, know you. I'm talking to somebody in Greece right now. We've never met. But in terms of a bank, I keep enough money in the bank to pay 2 months of bills, and that's it. That's it. No more. Not a penny more. Why? Because a bank is using my money to lend out to other people. And it's not just using the $100 I put in, but the Federal Reserve has told them, hey, look, guys, we're going to create this mechanism whereby we're going to allow you to multiply his $100 by 10. And so for every $100 that this fool puts in, you'll be able to lend $1,000. Okay? It's called fractional reserve lending. So I put in 100, they lend 1,000. I put in 100, they give me right now about 1% in interest on my money. And then they give somebody a credit card with a $1,000 limit and a 16% APR. And they've got a 15% spread off of my money. My money is working like crazy for the bank. But it's making 1% for me. Now, if we use the rule of 72, we've talked about this before, we'll talk about it again. The rule of 72 allows me to understand how long it's going to take my money to double. So all I need to do is divide 72 by my interest rate. So if I divide 72 by 1, I get what? 72. So that 72 will be 72 years. It will be 72 years until I'm able to double my $100, okay? Meanwhile, they're making 15% off of my money alone. All the other depositors, good God Almighty, this is how banks make money. I'm not mad at them. In fact, I have figured out a way to join the party. I invest in certain banks so that I can take part in that little scheme that they've got going on. Okay, where the Fed tells them you can multiply Tyrone's money and then lend it out at a much higher percentage rate than you're giving him in terms of an interest rate. Okay, so I can't beat them. I'm joining them. I'm not keeping my money in a bank. I keep enough money to pay my bills, and that's it. 2 months, that's it. Well, Tyrone, where you keep your money? We'll talk about that in a minute. Next up, a job. Go and get a job. Go to school, keep your nose clean, and then go to college, and then get a job. Get a good job, okay? Yeah. There's nothing wrong with a job. Absolutely nothing wrong with it at all. But in this day and age, if you've got one sole source of income, and it is a W-2 job, you are setting yourself up for failure. I guarantee it. You can ask the millions of people that were unemployed in 2020 when we had the whole shutdown and all that occurred. You can ask these people at Redfin, at Compass, the real estate brokerages that are being laid off now. And you can ask the people who said, I don't want to take a certain drug. And we're told, if you don't do it, we're going to lay you off. We're going to fire you. But okay, so if I take the drug, does that mean a guarantee of lifetime employment? No, crazy. That's ridiculous. You're going to take the drug and it's going to be business as usual. So if your performance drops or we think that you're no longer worthy, then we're going to lay you off anyway with the drug, okay? So you need more than one source of income. This is imperative. This is a necessity. This is how the world works today. So go out and create another source of income. And when I say do that, I do not mean get another W-2 job. And the reason I say that is because you can only work so many hours a day. And when you're working a job, a W-2 job, or you're a contractor and you own a job, then you have a limit on the amount of money that you can generate because of, you got to sleep sometime, right? No, I am telling you that you need to look into a business. You need to create a business that has the ability for you to leverage it, meaning you own not a job, but a company that employs people or partners with people. It doesn't have to always be employing people, but partners with people so that you all can increase production. All right. We'll have more on that. But if you're, let me just be really clear about this. If your sole source of income is a W-2 job in the year 2022, you should be losing sleep at night. And this is another thing, because a lot of people say, oh, well, I'm indispensable. No, you're not.
Mr. Burgundy. Yes. You're fired.
Come again.
You're not indispensable. You're not the linchpin to this Fortune 500, Fortune 1000 company. Sorry. Okay, I hate to disturb your ego, but that's not true. So get rid of that delusion of grandeur, come back down to earth, and look into getting a second or third stream of income started that is not dependent on you expending personal energy. We'll have much more on that later. I said I would have a bonus one, and the bonus one is the 401k. The 401k was set up because people weren't saving. And listen, a lot of people say the government is stupid. And a lot of people in government certainly are. But a lot of them are extremely forward-thinking and extremely intelligent. The people that came up with the 401k fall into that latter group. because they said, we can get people saving, and we can also increase tax receipts. We can tell these people that they can go ahead and save under this program, and we will defer their taxes until a later date after their retirement. And the 401k plan and the traditional IRA, they both work like that. They both have merit. Okay, I'm not saying that you should not participate in those types of plans. But I do want you to understand, and this is something that is not emphasized, I want you to understand that those are tax-deferred programs. We have $30 trillion in debt and rising rapidly. Rapidly. So do you think taxes are going to be higher in the future or lower? There's this misconception that, when I retire, I'll automatically be in a lower tax bracket. Are you sure? Are you sure about that? Are you willing to bet money on that? Because your 401k will be taxed once you start taking withdrawals after 59 and a half. The government's going to say, hey, we gave you the break up front. We deferred your taxes until later. Deferred means it's going to happen later. For all of you guys out there in West Baltimore. So, I'm not telling you not to put money into a 401k. What I am telling you is to understand that the taxation will hit you in retirement when you are no longer presumably bringing in at least one source of income. Okay, the job. Most people have the 401k through their job, although you can start a 401k as a business owner. I once had this prick who worked for a financial services company that I was working for at the time. He was given a lecture about the 401k and how it fit in with some of the other vehicles that we were managing at the time. And he said, and you can only do the 401k if you're an employee. You can only do it if you're an employee of a W-2 company. And he was, hot stuff, or so he thought, at this company at this time. So I raised my hand. I said, no, that's not true. You can actually, there's a tax provision. It's a solo 401k. You can say, that's not true. That's not true. I said, no, yes, it is true. And there's like a room of like 50 people. And I'm like, I'll be damned if he's going to make me look stupid. And I know what I'm talking about. So he says, that's not true. I've never heard of it. So then it got nasty. I said, you could probably fill a Home Depot with stuff you've never heard of. Had my laptop there, boom, 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 went straight to irs.gov, pulled up the provision, boom, and read it to him.
Boom, bitch! That's what I'm talking about, right there on that boom!
And you could have bought him for 10 cents. I do stuff like that. When I know I'm right, I'm right. What he should have done was said, I'm not familiar with that. But I will, look into it. If you got any material you want to send me, can you go for it? But no, he tried to, go toe to toe. I like that sort of thing. So, hey, I win. But, and I did. People were like really, really skeptical of anything else he said. And he gradually migrated to a different position in a different office. That was like it was the talk of the office. Anyway, the 401k, not saying it's not a good vehicle, but you do need to have some vehicles in place that will allow you to tap into your money in a tax-free status to insulate you from the increase in taxation that is surely coming in this world, in this nation, thanks to these guys and their profligate spending. Okay? All right, guys. So, you got on long enough. I gave you a bonus. Like, subscribe, share. I will talk to you soon.